When I was 27 years old and I arrived to Hollywood, I never imagined that I would get an interview with the genius of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. But I did. So now I want to share it with you. I think you are going to have a lot of fun, and also you learn a lot about suspense and Hitchcock's personality. Enjoy. Cuando llegué a Hollywood a los 27 años, nunca pensé que me iba a conseguir una entrevista exclusiva con el genio del suspenso Alfred Hitchcock, pero lo logré y ahora quiero compartir con ustedes esta entrevista que realmente les va a enseñar lo que es el suspenso y mucho, mucho más de la personalidad del gran maestro Alfred Hitchcock. ¡Disfruten!
En estos momentos estamos en los estudios de la Universal y dentro de la oficina de uno de los personajes más distinguidos y famosos en la historia de la cinematografía mundial. Él es nada menos que Alfred Hitchcock, el maestro del suspenso. Es un honor para nosotros tenerlo en este programa. Tuvimos mucha suerte de que él accediera a conversar con nosotros. Si tienen un poco de paciencia, en algunos minutos más podrán ver frente a sus cámaras al increíble y genial Alfred Hitchcock. Forgot exactly about that subject called White Dove. It's about a
White Dove.
It's about a.
Will you bring it up
Yes.
and let me try, if I can, spontaneously, say how the film should end,
Yes.
which I always do.
Yeah. You like
I
black?
never wear color clothes or color shirts. They're always white.
Okay.
Always. And the only color I have, which you must ask me about, is that.
Red.
You know what that is? That's a Légion d'honneur
Ah, oui, de
from
France.
French
Oui.
government,
Oui.
which is the only color I have.
Yeah. Okay, whenever.
But let's tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, we must have fun.
Of course, and
We must make it amusing, and don't let's make it a lot of technical questions.
and let's not make it, the usual questions either.
No.
No. Yeah, that's boring.
We'll find some
Yeah.
nice answers.
And let's do a little act. Like I'm going to ask you with a voice like that, like Mr.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay, you're running?
Yeah. We are very happy to have you here, Mr. Hitchcock. Very happy. When I came into the office, I noticed that you were born on August the 13th. You are a Leo. Leo.
I'm a Leo,
Yes.
But I don't believe that all Leos are all the same.
No.
Because I've met many Leos. My wife is a Leo. She's born the same day
The same.
before me.
The 12th.
12. No, yes.
Yeah.
No, 14th, day after.
Yeah.
Day after. Then I had a brother who was the 18th, and he was a Leo,
Yeah.
And they're all very, very different people.
Yeah.
So when you read astrology, and they say to you, well, you're a Leo, you must be of a certain type. In actual experience, I've never found that to be true.
Yeah. But you were born on the 13th, and there's always, the superstitions that the 13th is either good luck or bad luck. And you were born on the 13th.
Yeah, but you see, is the 13th good luck? Is it bad luck? We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't know. That's right. But I think, nevertheless, that when you were born under a lucky star. You were predicted to be.
Well, is it perhaps the time of the day?
Exactly. Could be. You remember
Well,
that? You know the time that you were born?
Oh, I believe around 11:30 on the morning of a Sunday.
Yeah.
And that thing on the wall shows that it's a copy of the London Times
Yeah.
on Saturday, and the other copy is Monday. In the middle is my birth certificate, because the London Times did not publish on Sunday.
Ah. Yeah. So it had.
Today it's different. They have the Sunday Times.
Yeah. Yeah. You were, of course, born in England.
Yes, sure.
And there's always, the thing that they say that the English, they don't know why, are excellent for crime. Like we have Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes, Hitchcock. What do you think that there is in England, in Britain, that makes people, geared towards mystery, towards crime?
I think really it's an interesting thing. I think it's to do with the littérateurs, the writers.
Yeah.
The writers of England seem to interest themselves very much in crime as literature. For example, you can go as far back as Conan Doyle, who invented Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
You see, and then you come forward, you get Agatha Christie, go as far back as Conan Doyle, who invented Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
You see, and then you come forward, you get Agatha Christie. Now these I know are all known in South America.
Of course, they are extremely popular.
Of course.
Yes.
Now, the reason for it is I've never really understood, because strangely enough, here is a country, America, full of crime, but the crime isn't nice.
No, it's not refined. It's it's
crime
good.
in England is nice.
Yeah.
The murderer will say, "I'm awfully sorry, but I have to murder you."
And also they do it with style, generally,
With style, and after all, Jack the Ripper, the most famous criminal in history, was around 1880. And the Ripper murdered prostitutes and all kinds of women.
Yes.
And it remained, and still is, one of the great mysteries of the world. Jack the Ripper, I suppose, is the most famous of all criminals. And yet it became a subject of great literature.
Even, if we see so much mystery in England, I recently went to London, the fog and the big houses, all that, there's sort of an environment there. Nevertheless, most of your films, you did them in United States. How come? Even if you are from England and there's the environment and everything, you gave them...
Well, the first English film I made was about Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
I made two in Germany before.
Yes.
But this was called The Lodger.
Yeah.
Now, can you translate The Lodger easily? Do you know what a lodger is?
No.
A lodger is a man who goes to a house and it says room to let.
Ah, yes, arrendatario.
He can stay in one room.
Yes.
Pay the lady so much money. Yeah. So my story was written by a famous English authoress, a little old lady, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Nice old lady, clever old lady. And she wrote this book called The Lodger.
Yes.
So she took in a man, gave him the room upstairs, and the family wondered, who is the man upstairs? Is he Jack the Ripper or is he not Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
What have we taken into our house? So that was the very first film.
Yeah.
Of this subject that I made. That was 1926.
Yes. So you have been more.
So that was the very first film.
Yeah.
Of this subject that I made. That was 1926.
Yes. So you have been more than 50 years in the movies.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible.
50 years.
Yeah. You are the master of suspense. Now, this is a very elemental question, Watson, I say. But could you define to us what is for you suspense?
I would like to do that.
Yeah.
And I would like your audiences to know that.
Yeah.
Many films start off with strange going on, strange happenings.
Yes.
And you say, well, why? Why this? Why that? So therefore you are mystified. It is mystery. Why is that man going into that room? Why is he killing that woman? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? You are asking your questions. Why? In other words, you are mystified. And you are just as mystified as a crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
In other words, there is no emotion. You wonder. You say, why? What's this word mean? What's that word mean? With suspense, it is just the opposite. You give the audience the information. You tell them that man killed that woman. And he runs off. The audience say, we know who killed her. Will he be caught? That's suspense.
And when you...
And also, will he be caught? That's suspense.
And when you...
And also, he says, I'm going to kill her sister. Now you show the sister living her ordinary life. And you say to her, you the audience say, Helen, be careful. Be careful. This man is coming after you.
Exactly.
That's suspense.
Yes. And so you have the audience all the time like this, completely involved with what's happening.
Sure.
Yes.
The audience are worried.
Yeah. But you think the audience in general is intelligent, or you have to give them everything digested so to trigger their emotions, or can you be a little subtle?
Oh.
Or you have to give them everything digested so to trigger their emotions, or can you be a little subtle?
Oh, you mix it up. You can be subtle.
Yeah.
You can all. There's no better example. You know, this is not new I'm giving you.
Yeah.
I've quoted this before.
Yeah.
You and I are seated here, and under the desk is a bomb.
A bomb. Yeah.
And it goes off. 15 seconds of shock to the audience.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now change that and show you and I talking. And then we show at the beginning of 5 minutes the bomb. We tell the audience that bomb will go off in 5 minutes. The audience are anxious. They say, oh, stop talking, stop the interview.
Do something.
Stop the interview, get out of the room, anything.
Yeah.
Because that bomb is going to go off.
Yeah.
Now you've given them an emotion.
Yes.
They're very worried.
Yeah.
You see, they're not given a surprise. They're given something to worry about terribly.
Yes.
But there is one rule. Never let that bomb go off, because the audience will be angry with you.
Yeah.
If that bomb goes off after they've had 5 minutes of suspense, somebody must touch it with the foot and, oh look, oh my God, there's a bomb. Throw it out of the window. And the moment it's out of the window, boom.
Yeah.
The audience then are, oh, thank God.
Yeah. And you don't want to take the risk that the audience gets angry with you?
No, because you've not given them any pleasure.
Yeah, that's right.
Their pleasure is the relief that the bomb went off.
Yeah, you're right. Now, in your films, you use usually excellent actors. For you, the actors are, for the actors that are listening, but for you, the actors are only puppets that you maneuver to get from them what you want, or
no, I let them play the scenes as they want to play them, providing that they help the story. If you take a film like Rear Window,
yes,
you remember that picture?
Yes, yeah.
With James Stewart.
Right.
It's no good James Stewart saying to me, well, I won't look over there, I think I'll look over here. I say, you can't do it, because I must cut to what you see.
Yeah.
Then I must cut back to your face saying, oh my God, that man.
Yeah.
That man. And I must build it up that way. So he has no power. He has power to help the story to be told.
Yes.
In that manner. That's the main thing.
Yes. But how do you consider in general actors? How do you view them?
Well, in motion, you see, in a theater, the actor goes on the stage.
And has direct contact with the audience.
They, not only that, but they can move around how they like.
Yeah.
But in film, we've got cutting. It's like an actress says to me, I think I should do it this way, or I should do it that way. I say, look, darling, you do it whichever way you like, but always remember there's the cutting room.
Yes, exactly. So what they see at the end is not what they...
Well, they don't dare do anything.
Yeah. We are noticing that you are all dressed in black. How come you always dress in black? And only you have one little stripe that is red.
Well, I usually wear black because I'm a very, I suppose it's indicative of my being a conservative man. The little red is a Légion d'honneur from the French government.
Yes.
But I always wear dark blue tie, white shirt, dark suit, always.
Yeah.
Not because I want to look like a mortician or an undertaker, but it saves a lot of trouble.
You have a fame of playing jokes that terrify people. Can I ask you a question? This is only a supposition. If you wouldn't have been a filmmaker and you make the jokes in your movies, you can frighten people and outside, would you still be doing these jokes? It's inside of you to frighten people?
No. It's inside of me to bewilder people.
Yeah.
I don't believe in jokes, practical jokes, that make people uncomfortable. For example, there's a certain philosophy is have a joke, but don't hurt anyone, but bewilder one. Now, I once observed, I went to a party, I don't know whether you heard this, Madame, did you ever hear the story about the party?
If it's the one that I hope it is, I think it's the most charming story that I've heard you
The circular story? No.
No, that I haven't
You listen to this.
Yeah.
I had been invited to one or two parties, and I saw, as I looked around, there were many people sitting at tables for 4, or tables for 6, or tables for 8. And as I looked around the room, I thought, why aren't they in a restaurant? What's the point of coming to someone's house and all chatting around one table, waiters serving them, you know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to me. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I decided to change all that. My wife had her 60th birthday. This is many, many years ago. And we had in our garden, we had grass, big grass lawn, and I had it laid with studio grass so that nobody would get wet feet.
Yeah.
And I bought 45 television dinner tables in black and put the whole 45 in one circle with a white candle at each of them, a white mat, the black table, white glass, and we had a big Jason's, a famous restaurant here. They did all the catering. But what I did was I put the place cards at each table where everyone sat. And I went to the trouble of making every name at every table of a person who wasn't coming to the party. So it was George, Henry, Gladys, whatever their names were, you know. And it was very funny for me, because I noticed one man, you've probably heard of him, a writer called Eric Ambler, and he went around, his arms behind his back, and just casually looking from one table to another. And what astonished him was he arrived back at where he started.
And how do you inspire yourself to make these jokes? They come to you from one minute to the next one?
No, it was based on a serious idea. I don't know why people have parties and make it look like a restaurant. I said, I won't do that. I'll do it the other way. It was very funny. Very funny indeed.
But
I once had a party at Jason's restaurant here. Only 14 people. It was also my wife's birthday. Back in 1939. And I got an aristocratic old lady, beautifully dressed, lovely white hair, from Central Casting, and sat her at the top of the table. And the guests began to arrive, and it was in the back garden of Jason's restaurant. They had an open back garden. And he set up a little bar, and people came to the bar to have their drinks, and so on, so forth. And they said, who's the old lady at the end of the table? I said, I don't know. Which I didn't. So 2 more people arrived. I say, very nice out here. Who's the old lady at the end of the table? I said, I don't know. I'm trying to find out. Well, have you asked Dave Jason, the proprietor of the restaurant? I said, I can't find him. And we never took any notice of her this the whole evening.
But everybody was curious.
Oh, curious. But they didn't know a thing.
But some of your jokes, have they ever, frightened somebody to the point, because these are funny jokes, but ones that are really terrifying, that somebody shouts, ah!
No,
not that type of thing.
Those, no.
No.
No, I never went in for those. I once in London gave a dinner, and all the food in a private room, about as big as this room, circular table in the room. 10 people. All the food was blue. Blue, everything.
And when you started Family Plot and you made that press conference, everybody was dressed in black, and the press people had the tombstones engraved with their name, date of birth, and interrogation.
Oh, yes.
But
this blue dinner would be, it was so interesting. You had beside your plate a roll of bread, and you broke the roll open like that, and the bread was blue inside.
Mr. Hitchcock, you have been in movies for more than 50 years, and you have been living in Hollywood for quite a long time. So you have seen the evolution that Hollywood have passed, for all these decades. Which is the biggest change you see, taking place here, in relation to movies or in relation to life, to values, to anything you want to comment?
The biggest change is that the studios work on individual product. They no longer have contract players. It's unlike the days of Metro, when they had big stars, and they could put 3 stars in a picture. Those days have gone. I think they really started, those days began to go when the studios lost their theaters.
Because they owned their own theaters. Yes.
The moment they didn't do that, it became different.
And you think that the system that exists today is better or worse, or?
I think it's worse.
Worst? For example, today, to get big stars, or 3 big stars.
Well, big stars today have their own companies. Their agent becomes their producer. And all the conditions are different, and worse than that, transportation.
Because
an actor or an actress can finish a film on Friday night. Monday they see the dailies, the rushes. Everything all right? Yes. They get on a plane to London.
So
gone.
It's all sort of uprooted, everybody coming and going, nothing.
Coming and going, and they don't remain.
Terrible.
That's the big difference.
I don't like that. What about quality? Quality of movies in
quality? Quality is, I would say, generally not 100% good.
No.
Because too much of the quality has been lost because of the amateurs, like agents becoming
producers. I think you're completely right in that. Do you
see, very often you get a star He might be Paul Newman, he might be Robert Redford, I don't know.
Yeah.
Take any name you like. You suddenly find that their producer was their agent. Gail, am I right?
Yes, I'm sorry to say you're right.
So you think that
Right.
now we are sacrificing artistic quality for commercial gain, or everything is becoming sort
Commercial gain.
Yes. So everything is...
Sure.
Yeah. You think that it will ever come to how it was before, you know?
No, because you see, commercial gain is the price of labor, and the last picture I made, Family Plot,
Yeah.
cost $4.5 million.
Yeah.
No stars in it. But do you know, in that budget, you understand when I say budget?
Yes, yeah.
There was $550,000 for union benefits,
Yeah.
medical, vacation, sick leave.
Yeah. The whole...
$550,000,
Incredible.
which is not on the screen.
But you have to pay that. You are forced to pay that.
Oh, it
Yeah.
must.
Now, yeah. Talking of Family Plot...